Hello and welcome to the Trusted Podcast. I'm your host, Leif Johnson. Excited today to share with you a couple of things that I've learned and from some of the best books that I've read over the last couple of years. So I'm going to share with you my favorite books that have helped me in the different areas of my life so that you can have those to help you with whatever you're going through. So let's jump right in. So I'm going to start with your health. This one I actually just started reading. I'm not even actually done yet, but I love it so much I'm going to put it out there. It's called Breath, by James Nestor. And it's all about how breathing affects your health and how you can improve your health through breathing. I've only been doing some of the exercises for 2 days, and I've definitely seen an improvement. So definitely recommend that for your health, to go read Breathe by James Nestor. And that's about as much as I'm going to say about it, because it's one of those ones you really got to read to understand everything. Otherwise, I'll do a disservice to the book if I try to give you a synopsis of it. Next one, memory and brain function. This one was also one I read this year, and I say read. Most of the time I do Audible books because, as I don't have a long commute, thankfully I live very close to my estate planning firm, but I still do a lot of Audibles while I'm working out or while I'm out doing or cleaning or doing other things. It definitely helps me get through. Anyways, back to memory and brain function. James Kwik. He's well known for his memory and speed reading trainings, and he breaks down basically all of his information and puts it into this book format, and then there's a lot of resources within the book. The book is called Limitless, and Jim Kwik, and that's Kwik, and jimkwik.com has a lot of resources as well, so I would definitely recommend picking that up if you have trouble with your memory or you want to improve your reading speed. That's definitely helped me with my estate planning practice because I do a lot of reading of documents of trusts, wills, probate documents, that kind of stuff. So it's helped me to do my work better, and I actually have more retention as I employ the techniques that he shared there. Next book is about hitting your goals. This one I've been doing for about 3 years now, maybe 3.5, 4 years now. And it's called the 12-week year. It's a whole system on how to set goals and how to work towards them. The basic idea is a physical year is too long to focus on something. And, in January, February, you're motivated, but then, March, April comes, oh, well, I still have a whole year, I'm going to put it off, and so you don't have that urgency. And, if you look at it, most organizations, it was the same with my estate planning practice. I would put off my best quarters would always be the last quarter of the year. The last 2 months of the year when I'm trying to work towards those goals, that's when I would really focus and work towards those, and that's when I see the best results. So I switched to the 12-week year, and basically I have 12 weeks to accomplish my goals. I set 1 to 3 goals that I'm really working towards, and that's all I focus on those 12 weeks. It creates that sense of urgency because every week is an entire year, entire month. So I have to really produce and work towards those goals every single week, and it helps me produce a lot more than I had been before. The other thing is it teaches you to measure your success not only in what's accomplished, in the sense of results of things that you've done, but you have your execution metrics that you have to track as well. So that's things that you can control. How many phone calls did I make today? How much time was I actually there? How many those types of things. It's not the results of I had this much net income this month. It's what are the things I controlled? Did I actually do all those things? And that leads to the other things. You want to track both metrics there. So I really highly recommend the 12-week year. That transformed my law firm exponentially when I did that. I doubled my revenue the first 12-week year. I doubled it again the next 12-week year from that. And I've been steadily improving since then. So I highly recommend the 12-week year. It's one of the best books that definitely helped me. All right, motivation. There's there's a lot of great books out there about motivation. 2 of my favorite authors that I feel really help me when I need a kick in the pants to get going One is Grant Cardone. He's very, especially if you listen to it on Audible, he is in your face. He reads it himself, which I really appreciate. So you get his Southern Louisiana accent, which is a favorite for me because I went to law school at LSU, and so he sounds like a couple of my good friends down there. And he'll get you pumped up and feel like, okay, I can accomplish anything, so I'm going to go for it and do it. The next one within the motivation category, I would say, is David Goggins. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's an ultra athlete. He was also the first, and as far as I know, the only person to complete Navy SEAL training, the Air Force pararescue training, and the Army Ranger training. And fantastic guy, had the craziest life that I've ever heard about. And so it makes you feel like, what am I doing? Like, I can get going. I can do this. I didn't have to deal with all of his garbage, and he's successful, so why can't I do it? And then just, all the stuff that he's accomplished, you feel like, okay, yeah, I can go. I can push myself. The only thing I'd say is it is very explicit. There is a lot of bad language in there. So if that bothers you, don't read David Goggins. But if that does not bother you, it's a great book about how to stay motivated. Not even he hates the word motivation because it's crap, but how to push through those times when you're down and really keep yourself going. Leadership. This one's actually another Navy SEAL, Navy SEALs, I should say, Jocko, Willink, and Leif, Babin. They have a couple of books out there. Extreme Ownership is their first one, and then the next one was the Dichotomy of Leadership. And I would read them in order because they build off of each other. But if you're looking at how to improve as a leader, they're great leaders because they had to be leaders of the SEALs teams in Afghanistan, with all the craziness that was going on there. And so they are some of the best as far as leadership and how to delegate and how to learn how to lead correctly. So I would definitely recommend those and any of their other books. But like I said, read them in order because they do build off of each other. And finances is the last category I want to talk about. There's a lot of good ones on finance out there. I will say I am not a Dave Ramsey fan, just because I think if you are starting out and you are struggling and you're deep in debt, he's a great fit for you. That is fine. But if you're trying to build wealth, you'll never get there on the structure that he's done. I deal in my estate planning practice with very wealthy individuals, and I can tell you none of them have saved their way to wealth. They have built businesses. They've produced cash flow, and so there's a lot there that goes beyond that. You need to get yourself out of debt so that you can grow and do those other things. So Grant Cardone, he doesn't really talk about, he's not necessarily a finance author, but he does talk about cash flow a lot. He does have some real estate investing stuff. So there's little bits in there in any of his books. So the two main ones are 10X and Be Obsessed or Be Average. They're the motivation and talk about the finance ones. But I really like anything by Robert Kiyosaki. He's the one who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That was his first book, and he's built on that. There's the cash flow quadrant. He's got a number of other books. He's had some of his advisors write books. He's got a CPA, his investment advisor, his attorney. They all talk about, so any of those books will help you on your financial quest. His latest one, I believe, is Fake, talking about fake currency and our money system. So really interesting read, not necessarily going to help you with building your wealth, but anything by Robert Kiyosaki is going to help you understand cash flow and how to grow and build and accumulate wealth, like all those clients that I've seen over the years. So I highly recommend those. Another one that's very different is Killing Sacred Cows by Garrett Gunderson. He talks about very different ways of approaching wealth because your retirement account is not going to get you there. And he talks about why that's not necessarily the best way if you're really trying to build wealth, to do it all through a 401k. So I'll leave it with that. I like to expand my range and do different things. So those are kind of different ones that I feel like really expand your mind. And that's what reading's supposed to do, is be open to different opinions, look at things at the world a different way. And that's what's helped me with myself personally, with my family, with my law firm, all those things that really have helped me reach the success that I've had. So hopefully you enjoy those books. In the comments, please leave recommendations for books. I'm always looking for great new books to read or listen to because it, like I said, it expands your mind. That's how you grow and you learn. So with that, I will end it for now. Thank you for listening to the Trusted Podcast today. And as always, please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.